Hey everyone, Corey here coming in to do the energy update for this week. And this is beginning on the 1111 portal energy. Let's bring our attention to that and to the powerful mastering energy that is. And so this is a good time to be able to really step into mastering our thoughts, mastering our emotions, and giving ourselves permission to fall into the arms of the divine wisdom so that we can go through the healing and through the growth and evolution that we are here to be a part of. I was about to record these, and my husband messaged and told me to go look outside, and I had to go look outside, and our sky is lit up. There is the most incredible flares. I know, hard to see. My phone is very smudgy right now. Let's see if I can kind of show you. But this is what my outside looks like at this moment over my house, um, like that. And so it is bright pinky, red, and green, and the skies are dancing. Now, we've had massive amounts of solar flares. We're having so many solar flares happening. And those solar flares, of course, influence and affect us energetically in such a way it feels like we're being bombarded. It almost feels like it's coating us in something that is bringing us through. It's bringing us through a massive healing in some way. Um, these can impact your energy, how much energy you have, where your energy is going. It can make you feel alive and lit up and charged, or you can be feeling exhausted and tired, depending on where you are in your life and where you are in your journey. So, also we have a lot of planets that are in retrograde. So keeps coming up for me um, is the fact that what's happening on a macro is as if that which is on the outside is coming to the inside. So that which is on the outside of Earth and is starting to impede Earth, right? It's like or the universe, it feels like we're collapsing upon ourselves. And so it just feels like all that is of the shadow energy, all that is of the, I guess, the darker elements of the energies are all kind of colliding and coming in. It feels like we're collapsing upon ourselves. So bring that into a micro energy, bringing that into ourselves is what it feels like. It feels as if we are, as if the world is crashing in on us, right? It's like the world is crashing on, the world is colliding, and it's like we can't escape feeling what the world is feeling, can't escape feeling what else is happening out there. The world is filled with more and more shadows. So a few years ago, how many years this would be? Probably 4, 5 years ago now, 4 years. I had an experience that was not pretty. It was not nice. Um, and it was one of those moments of where, as a medium, is you darn well better know the difference between light, imitation, and darkness. And I seen an image walking across my kitchen, and it replicated the way that the symbol my grandfather uses when he visits, and that is my grandfather Perrier. And so, like the water, spelt like the water. And so he was walking, he always shows up in black shiny shoes, as does my great grandfather, who's his father. They were known for being sharp dressers. um and he, when I seen the feet, I was peeling potatoes and I said, "Pop, what are you doing here?" And he didn't respond the way that he normally would respond to me. I heard an odd chuckle, and I knew it was not my grandfather. I knew it was imitating the spirit of my grandfather. And when I kind of glanced to the side, I could see the aura. I could see the energy, and I could see that the intentions were not good. And and instantly I backed up, and not with fear, because you don't want to add fear. Was I just screamed, "Get the F out of my house now. You are not welcome here." And I just called in the light. I called in Archangel Michael. I called in all the divine. And this is the divine energy that when needed, it so can infuse us and empower us, and it gives us strength that we didn't know we had, because it's not our strength. It's not our everyday strength that we're using. And with that, I just, something told me to go look, open the door and look outside, and I did. And when I looked outside, the outside was coming up from the earth, was what they call the Men in Black. And not the movie, not the Will Smith movie. And so I messaged my friend um, who is a world-renowned healer as well, and her name is Althea Gray, and she does energy clearing. She teaches all kinds of clearing stuff, but she helps with this work. And so I messaged her and I just said, Althea, I know I'm not losing my mind, because I never doubt what my vision is showing me, but I'm seeing these, and not everyone gets to see those things. And so she asked what I did, and she says, they're, they want you to see them, or else you wouldn't see them. And they want you to see them because it is that sense of fear. And so fear wants to be seen, right? Or fear. Darkness wants to be seen. And the way darkness is seen is we get into the darkness of our own mind. Dark thoughts, negative thought patterns, dark patterns. And that means like you begin to turn the world against you. Everything becomes an enemy to you. Everything becomes someone or something you can't trust. And what you do is you usually will pick, the part of you will often pick one area, one hurt, one pain, and then it becomes like a virus. It just spreads and it infuses, and it focuses on that energy and it draws it out. Now, what did I do? I walked in on the deck and I'm like, get the F out of here. You're not welcome here. Call in the angels, and I slammed the door and I'm like, I leave this to you, God. This is too big for me. This is too big for me. I don't battle that darkness. I'm not here to battle that darkness. I'm here to just be in that light. And so I shut the door, and all was resolved through the divine and through the divine intelligence in this energy that we have happening right now. Is that this is revealing to us not just about what is over here in the negative of the, or what over here in the darkness of the energy, but it's revealing to us divine intelligence. And divine intelligence is making itself known more now than ever. And it's becoming such an obvious. So as I was here and as I looked out and I walked on the back deck, I'm like, oh, wow, there you are. You're there. You're here. You are arriving. You're arriving on time. Not that it's not always here, but when divine intelligence needs to now move in and take action, it's not that some special being arrives, it's that they use us that are human. They use the humans who can be messengers of the divine. And so this divine wisdom, this divine intelligence, which I'm only getting for the first time right now, is revealing to me, is telling me in this moment that don't be waiting for the knight in shining armor to arrive on white horses through the clouds. That is not how it's happening. It is arriving through the energy that is bringing divine wisdom, intelligence, divine strength, divine courage into the messengers, into the volunteers, into the people who are here to be that of the light at this period of time, to do what is now needed to be done. It's not that others don't have purpose, it's not that others won't be working, is everyone has a call and everyone has something that the divine can use at specific times. Some step back, others step forward. Some are tired, some are exhausted. They've already been breaking through, breaking new ground, fighting the wars. And now it is time to bring them back home, let them rest, and now work through new energy, or work through people who they have either placed back, and now it's time to go forward. Now it's time to step up and to step into the light. And so all that, when people are waiting for something to arrive, you're not going to see it arrive the way that you think you will see it arrive. You're not going to see the divine arrive through the skies. You're not going to see the appearance of the Christ light. You are going to see, bear witness to the Christ light working through the everyday people in the everyday world. And it is the divine presence that you do not see. You do not recognize it unless you can recognize the light that is illuminating from people and the power that is coming with it. Is it, will there be envy? Will there be jealousy? Of course there will, because it's the thought that why not me? And it's not that why not you, is some people are meant for other purposes. They have a time when they are being called upon. And this is the period of time of when the calling upon is going to be communicating with and bringing forth some of the next wave, the next group, or the group that's been pulled back. They have been recharged. The wisdom is now flowing through. So as we move into this divine presence, and as we work with this divine light, and as this divine is coming in, it is asking us not to get caught in the fear, not to get so caught up that we stop living, and that we actually move into feeling alive, being alive, about not waiting for beginnings and endings. The ending is, and I write this in Wine and Chips book, they've already given this to Dave. Divine wisdom is what they had said was there is no happy ending, there's just an ending. Happiness and joy is in the middle. It's in the life that we live, it's in the experiences we create, it is in what we do in these present moment times that we have and how we show up. And so all of these powerful, influential energies that we're having is saying there's a lot of imitation, there's a lot of falseness being passed off as truth. And there's a lot of trying to sell us, to sell into, or to be, so it can be bought into the world about more to fear outside of ourselves and why we should lock ourselves in here in some way. And it's revealing itself. And one of the other place that we've seen the energy of the men in black was actually in the passing of all those ostriches this week. That was not the work of the light in any shape or form. That was not. I cried for days. I cry over things like that. My sensitivities are through the roof. I'm feeling everything. And I had a big cry at the table, and I just said, it is so hard witnessing, it's so hard losing people into that darkness, into that hole, into their heads, into their mind. And every time there's one more person who's kind of lost to that, there's a deep sadness that is felt to my core, to the soul, that as a channel, I can feel this depth, I can feel this energy. And I can also feel the power of when the angels arrive. And so it's not about looking and waiting for something to arrive. It's knowing that this has already arrived. The work has just begun. And the work that has now just begun is not the beginning of the work. It is the next stage of the work. And the next stage of the work is about to begin. And that next stage of the work is about to bring about some big changes. The way that the divine intelligence fights is not in a battle of rage. It is in the light of love. And through that light of love, it illuminates. It brings about this light that brings in the savior energy. And I remember predicting this, they're repeating this to me again, that there would be a lot of people who had addictive patterns who all of a sudden would be, those addictive patterns will be broke like that. They will not be there. They will not be with them. It's going to be just be gone. And you're just going to see almost like a whole new body, a new form, like they're changed, like people are changing before our eyes, that you may notice it within you. I'm noticing some areas within myself that things are changing very quickly, very rapidly. And that's a part of what we're collapsing, right? The old paradigms, the old energies, the old loops, everything feels like it's repeating itself, but it's not. It's collapsing. It's collapsing. And because it's collapsing, we're seeing it come back in like this. And it's not trying to return to our life. It is clearing out what has been, what had a hold on us, what influenced us, what got into the mind. It is like a exorcism of the light, is the way I can put this. It's like the light is doing an exorcism of everything that this manipulative, darker energy has tried to bring in. And so we're going to see even more foiled plans. I said we have seen exposures and lies, and we just seen it through a few well-known journalists that I think they're in Europe somewhere, and they had to be honest about editing videos and editing these videos and telling. And I only know this because I was telling my husband about these lies, about how all these lies are being exposed. And he says, you're right, you have to see this. And so here was this, and so these well-known reporters, and they were taking videos of, you know, that whole US January 6th thing, like all these different things, and they were splicing it together. And that's why I don't edit my videos, because they're to be authentic. If I only gave you what I liked and what I thought would go in there, I'm giving you my message and not the divine message. It's not my channeling. It's not channeling if it's edited out, because everything that's happening in the experience is meant to be in it. A movement behind me, a light, the light flowing through the room, anything is a part of the message. But this was to influence people in a it was to get people to be swayed. It was manipulation. It was trickster energy. And we are seeing so much of the trickster energy. And in the end, they had to either resign or they lost their jobs for doing what they did. And it's but it this it wasn't it was made they were made aware of it long before this ever something was ever done of it. So in that period of time, how many minds have corrupted stories in that period of time? How much control, how much how many people had their minds shifted and changed, manipulated, tricked into believing something because of what they seen? And it doesn't mean just because what we're seeing is all truth. There is more truth. And sometimes we got to be willing, and this is where the divine intelligence comes in. Is the divine intelligence is awakening something inside of people to really invite you to look at things from all perspectives, to look at and discover what is the original root? What is the original root of my own pain? So looping this back to saying, talk about the darkness of the mind, the things that consume the mind, is it's often from one pain story, one rooted relationship, one relationship that went sour. And it could be a parent, it could be someone in your life. But how along the way, say a mother's story, every woman along the way pays the price for what one very unkind mother did. All women then pay the price. One man does something that is not kind, then one man pays, then all men pay the price. Why? Because we hold on to and harbor some sort of resentment, and it just loops itself, and experiences change. But the bitterness, the resentfulness, the immaturity that reveals itself, the anger, it keeps you from being able to communicate or connect with, on a deeper level, the divine within. And so, where is there space for divine intelligence when only the lower expression of yourself, that which is being fed through your unconscious or your subconscious, is the things that are controlling every aspect of your life, creating the beliefs that you hold on so tightly to, creating the patterns that we live by. And so this light is inviting us to be open. There is a light in the dark, and it's not just one color. I keep seeing rainbows of colors, bright pinks, fuchsias. They're everywhere. And it tells me that all is now available. All of the all of the divine wisdom, all of the angelic realm, all of the holy realm, all of the ascendant masters, everything, all of the ancients, ancient angels, everything is now activated and online. All has arrived. All will enter in through, work through humans in many, many facets, many colors, many lights. We will be like a rainbow and we will bring about change. And through that change, it doesn't mean that we bring more hate, more fear. These times that we are in, these retrogrades that are happening, everything that is happening through this energy, it is looping back to be cleared out. Everything that is happening, everything that is working on now a new divine plan. And it is finishing out the new state, not a new, finishing out or the beginning of a new stage. We are entering into a new era. We're entering into a new time. We're going to be entering into a time of where it feels like some of the things in our lives feels like it's going backwards, but it's not. It's restarting because there's been so many things messed up, so many things done with dark intentions that we have to kind of rewind. We have to rewind. We have to go back. We have to go back to basics. And a lot of areas in our lives, we're going back to basics so that we can bring innovation through in a really good, healthy way, in a way that can align, of course, knowing there's going to be a balance between light and dark, but that we're going back to basics so that we can kind of begin to get it right, to get it divinely right, to not to forget that the most important that we have here on earth is the human species. And the human being is what matters. And it's the everyday human what matters. And because of that, this is a part of the big change. So this week, you may be feeling as if it's like the world is collapsing in, but it's looping back. You're feeling that. You're feeling the essence of everything that is happening around. There's more solar flares. You may feel tired, exhausted. Your body may feel tingles. There's like you're up, it's like you're being leveled up. There is integrations that are happening throughout. Our bodies are becoming more of who they are to be for the next stage, for this next wave of the journey that we are here to take on earth. And the greatest thing that we came for is to be able to know what love is, to know the power of the love and the power of this middle space and living in this mid, to be alive in our lives and to live in our lives. And so as we strive, as we come through this energy, is that we are on a path and that we are on our way somewhere. I just got like, you know, the Boney M song, Babylon, was it River of Babylon, 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 something like that. Boney M, Boney M. I just got Boney M. I feel like whoever, like, I feel like that sense of that joy that comes, that simple joy, the things that are simple, simplicity, and it's about getting back to simple and simplicity. What is simple? Make things easy on yourself. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated, but have the essence of beauty, has a rawness to it, the beauty that has the sense of joy in it, life in it. And so it's bringing us back. And so it's going to be as if we're moving back into the 80s. Just saying, the era will feel for a while like we are back in the 80s of where we kind of just don't give a damn. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean we just go back to having some fun, enjoying life. And we're not going to be giving the same attention because the divine wisdom is moving us through, and we're just stop paying attention to that which has been manipulating and feeding us their narrative, their stories for so long. And now more waking up to that. And as we awaken to that, we're discovering whole new truths within ourselves and throughout this world and throughout this life. There's a bit of a, there's time lapsing here. So this week you may have to keep track of your time a little bit, even though time is a bit of an illusion, but it's not in our world that we live in. You have to get places on time. Some of the delays will, like, there could be severe, but I don't think they're as severe as we think. but you're going to see in some places, I don't know why I feel like this is very much UK or the US, um, of where you're going to see some shutdowns. And I know there, and we said this before, and I know there was shutdowns with the government and stuff in the US, but no, it's like I don't know where. I feel like this could be like Heathrow Airport or somewhere like that, where there could be like some sort of shutdown for some specific reason. Um, we have some more um we have more of these flares that are happening. And I feel like there's some extreme heat coming in places where you normally wouldn't have as hot right now, but it's going to be hotter than normal. And there's some foiled plans happening. So you know those sinister plans of trying to kind of, you know, those movies when you watch the villain trying to take over the world. Well, that's kind of it. When the villains are trying to take over the world, the heroes come in and save the world. That's kind of the storyline we're in right now. We have to be the heroes to our own lives, and we have to recognize that the villain is often in our own mind, in our own corruption, but it's also outside of us. And there's things that are happening out there that are forces beyond our control, and it's not about that we can change them. Is that, you know, that's too big for me. I'm going to go have fun, and I'm going to go live my life, and I'm going to go do the things that I feel like I'm being called to do. And as we're coming through into this Scorpion energy, as we come into this more influence of the Scorpion energy through this new moon, and through the new moon energy, is that um we're also feeling the essence of the Mars and the Chiron, and this Uranus finishing out its journey through Taurus, and it's just bringing us through. Um, it's bringing us through end of times, some end of times, but also some powerful intuitive times. This is where insight, spirit, connection, everything is just feeling like it is amplified. Being able to trust your intuitive thoughts, your intuitive hits versus what your mind is trying to, sometimes what the mind is trying to tell you. It's not always easy when you have been, when you feel like you can never trust yourself, when you have been taught to second guess, doubt yourself, or that, your thoughts are crazy, and that, you need to be more you need to be more like everyone else. You may need to be more normal, right? It's like, no, you need to be more like yourself and not like somebody else. And so this is going to kind of be hitting people hard when you have really been trying to make yourself like somebody else. You want to see carbon copy? Go to social media. Everyone is in competition with each other's titles. Everyone is in competition, not everyone, most are in competition, repeating the same dance, and it's like, and it's not, and some of it is, it's lighthearted. Some is very lighthearted. Some is for fun. Some is challenges and challenging those things, but some are not. And if you see it through the youth, you've seen some dangerous challenges over the years affect the lives of children. And so some of the challenges and some of the things that people are challenging themselves to do are two extremes. And it's to, oh, to tighten your skin more, to become, and I mean, tighten your skin all you want. Don't get me wrong. This girl has had her Botox. Um, but to do, but to never be enough, because you're looking into the mirror, into the reflection of imitation light, of imitation lives. You don't know the real life someone lives. You don't know what it really, really looks like. And so it's just saying, like, we've been so infused by the imitation light, by the false light, that now that it's going to be hard to believe the true light, the truth of the light, because it's so powerful. It loves so much. It's so big that people want to run from it. And that's why people run back to the shadows. So be aware of putting yourself back into comfort. Be aware of if there's anywhere where you have become so much of somebody else that you're not yourself. There's all of these things this week, and I invite you to pay attention to them. There is a powerful, beautiful influence, and we are being beautifully influenced by it. Do not fear it. It is intense. It is meant to be intense. And sometimes in the intent, but the intensity doesn't try to control you. And that's why you have the free will to go whichever direction you want. I send you so much love. Talk soon. Bye bye.